Welcome and morning to Cowboy Leather. Hope everybody had a good week. I know it's been a hot minute since I've made a video. So if you're going to hop in here and get a video put out, we're not doing a whole lot today. We've been busy this week. I've a couple belts, a couple little whatnot cases. One of them was for a harmonica. Quite a few belts. And let's see, what else did we do? Oh, cleaned up and conditioned a 14-inch saddle. So that's what we've been doing this week. A whole lot of everything and nothing really pressing. Today, I'm redoing some of my patterns. They're starting to get a little dog-eared. So I made new ones. Seeing them slow. Figured I'd get that done. So they were ready for when I need them. The other ones were starting to get wonky and weren't giving me a good cut. And now, of course, I've got the clicker dies. Those probably need to be taken off the wall one by one and run a die grinder across them or something like that. Get them sharpened up. And we'll probably do a little bit of cleaning. It's been nice during the day. Gets a little chilly at night. So I guess that means fall is falling upon us. Won't be long and we'll be seeing some of that white stuff, liquid sunshine, if you will. Hope we get a little bit for around Christmas. Always makes for a nice, pretty Christmas when you sit there with a cold beverage or a hot adult beverage and watch it snow in front of your wood-burning stove or fireplace. I've got a wood-burning stove with the big glass window in the front door. So, wife and I just like to sit back and watch TV and sit in front of the fire and just reminisce about the olden days. That's all we can do. Talk about the old days. But, like I said, I hope everybody's having a good week. And you're getting in orders if that's what you're into right now. Taking orders for for your Christmas time. And there's still quite a few of the made here markets and stuff like that, pop-up markets, for you to still take your stuff to. Funny I mentioned that, or I thought about it. I was watching, there's a leather crafter, well known in Texas, up around, he's only like a couple blocks from Tandy's corporate headquarters. Odin Leather Goods or something like that. Well, he used to be on YouTube a lot, but then he went, I guess he's doing pretty much on Instagram and TikTok. Anyways, I watched a short interview this morning. Who was interviewing, but anyways, they were talking to him, and he said, when I started out, he said, in leather crafting, He said, I'd go to these shows, and he said, I'd take everything that I made. He said, I'd had 3 or 4 tables. He said, and I'd stay up the night before just making stuffies because I was always afraid of not having what people wanted. He said, I went first couple. He said, I'd put up my tables. He said, I had a lot of time and money invested in just in the setups on them. He said, people just walk by, look at it, go, oh, just more, more stuff. He said, I did that for a couple times, he said, and I decided, I'm going to try something. So, at the time, he still is, I guess, he's big into making wallets and high-end wallets, high-end purses and belts. So he said, I took my high-end stuff. He said, and I set it up there, same setup, just a little bit less stuff. He said, and I couldn't keep it on table long enough or fast enough. He said, I pretty much figured out what you got to do is you got to figure out what your passion is, what you want to make. You want to make belts, you want to make handbags, you want to make, notebook covers, journal covers, stuff like that. He said, find 1 or 2 things that you really like to do, that you're comfortable doing, he said, and do that. He said, oh, it doesn't hurt to have, little key fobs and stuff like that. He said, the small end stuff. He said, but your real money and if your real passion is in your journal covers and stuff like that. He said, focus on that. He said, you'll be surprised how many people you get stop and look rather than just, go, oh, okay, and move on. Now, my daughter, same thing. She's going on 2 years now that she's been out on her own. And she's still doing this month and next month. I think she's going to do it up until end of November or first part of December. But she's got a tougher market because she's in the leather, the jewelry, scented candles, and your goat soaps and stuff like that. And that's what everybody does, because it's simple. You can buy the ingredients and, make up stuff, and it sells for a pretty good buck. But her feeling was, if she had it made, she was going to take it. Well, she's kind of, changed direction and changing her marketing plan, and she seems to sell more. And when she doesn't do good, I think she said 2 weeks ago, she went to one, and she barely made her booth fee. She said, of course, everybody else was in the same boat because they just didn't have a turnout. And then the following weekend, she went to one, and she did real good. She said she made up a little bit of what she would have, she made up a little bit on the next one that she couldn't have made up on the first one. But this is kind of a fickle market. I find right now I'm going to sell a lot of belts, wallets, suspenders, and I may sell a couple purses. And yesterday this week I've had 2 or 3 come in wanting belts. So I may not be doing the shoe repair anymore, but I'm doing the leather good. So I'm happy for that. I'll give it thumbs up. But, if you make it and you're pleased with it, and you decide you want to step out of the hobby arena and step into the big arena, and little competition with somebody else is always good. So I suggest, listen to some of us old timers, and some people steer you wrong, some people won't tell you what you want to know, but I'll tell you, because I've been out there. I've been at this over 15 years, and I know pretty much in my stuff what sells, what doesn't sell. There's a lot of stuff I don't make anymore because it just doesn't sell. We're like horse tack. Yeah, we got horses here in Tennessee, but people slowly but surely switching over from the heavy old leather harness to the lighter stuff, easier to maintain, easier to clean. If it gets dirty, you just hang it up on the fence and spray it off with a pressure washer. Let it dry, put it back in the bag or hang it up in the barn. And put it back on your horse when you're going out in driving competition. So, don't get discouraged. It takes a while to get your name out there. And sometimes people don't even realize what your name is. All they're looking at is the quality of your products. And honestly, I'd rather be known for my quality than I would for the quantity and stuff like that. But, like I say, don't get discouraged. If you got it, somebody will come along and somebody will buy because they will be looking for it. And I know, belts. Everybody likes to give belts. There's not a problem with it. And just because somebody comes and buys a belt from me now, and you won't see them for a year and they come back and buy another belt, doesn't mean that your belts are crap. That just means that they've got the first one. They've got it probably schmutzed up and they want a good Sunday going to meeting purse or belt. So, just do the best you can. Put a nice looking product out there, and you shouldn't have any trouble selling it. And, I don't know how they figured the leather crafting is dying, because I see a whole lot of YouTubers out there. I see a lot of YouTubers, and I hear about people buying, more sewing machines, and so we got to be doing something with them. But anyways, I'm gonna sit down and cut these things out, shut up so I don't make a mistake and cut them out, and make them look wonky. And we're replacing, let's see, we got 3, 5. So, I'm going to end the video here. Hope everybody has a good weekend. Hope everybody's going to be safe. And if you're going out selling your wares, good luck. Hope you go home with a whole lot less than what you showed up with. That's the object of the game. Go with a full wagon, go home with an empty wagon. Then you know what to sit down and make more of. So, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to grab my sharp knives and cut these out. Maybe I'll cut out a few holsters while I'm at it. Do some tooling, just kind of turn some music on and see how I'm gonna see how bad my tooling has got. So, I'm Scott from Cowboy Leather. Have a good weekend. Have a safe weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye.